Come on down.
Whoa, fancy. You ever stay at a place like this? Before it all went to shit, I mean?
No. No, this is too rich for my blood.
Oh, bet it was nice.
Chapter 12b, Improved Durability of Blades. Reinforcement. Improving the durability of a blade can be important when replacements are unavailable or in short supply. We're going to quickly open up our backpack here. It looks like we need to try to make some additional supplies, so that way at least we can free up some space potentially for some of the new items that we might be quickly finding as we continue to navigate around the area.
I bet we can get up there.
I think you're right, Ellie. I think we definitely can get up there. I think that's a very good sight that you got there. So let's actually venture over there and see if we can't find our way up to the tippy top here. Not really seeing a whole lot of extra supplies that we could take advantage of. Now we may need to look around a bit more to see if there's maybe something we could be potentially missing. You and me both, bud. Joel, I'm telling you, we definitely need to start up a business maybe. Go back to that hotel and just start up our own little brewery there. Did locate a very useful ladder, of course, so we're actually going to venture and carry it all the way over to the other side here, and then we should be able to drop it down, which will give us access to this next area.
I'm on it.
Okay. Okay, we need to lighten the mood.
Watch your step. Oh, shit. Get down, get down.
Wait. How many is that now? 5 just this week. Hey, I'm not complaining. I bet you're not. We done here?
I got on the floor to check, man.
Check for what? I ain't seen a clicker in weeks.
Because we're thorough. We're gonna keep being thorough. Let's wrap this up, right?
Alright, whatever.
Unfortunately, it looks like we have found ourselves between a rock and a hard place. Actually, we might be able to just quickly kind of bypass them. Oh my goodness, bro. You came out of a very interesting position. I was not expecting you to be right there. So, I mean, great for you. I'm glad that you were being very thorough, but you kind of caught me a little off guard there.
Hey, how about we take a little food break?
Nah, maybe like an hour or so. Eat something before heading back to camp.
Sounds good.
Got some extra dried fruit if you want.
I'll take you up on that.
Unfortunately, it does not look like there are any useful supplies down that way. Also, no way to really get out of here, so Does look like quite a bit of these doors have kind of been locked down for the most part. Obviously, FEMA came through and kind of stopped the spread as much as they could, but unfortunately their efforts were probably futile, to be honest with you guys.
Oh, holy shit.
I will say, all things considered, considering that our bow is still in the infancy stages, that was a pretty good shot. Now, let's actually check out some of the area over here, make sure we're not missing any useful supplies. Unfortunately, somebody definitely needs to do quite a bit of laundry. I mean, I know I'm not very good at keeping up on my laundry, but it's at least better than that. I'm always a little concerned when I start hearing a little bit of bumping and grinding, so to speak, around this area. Obviously, these guys are maybe exploring themselves a little too freely as they move around this apartment complex, but nevertheless, we're actually going to continue to keep moving here, checking our surroundings. Does look like we do have an arrow over there, which is, in many cases, probably a good indication of wanting to venture over here. I will say, though, this is a really smoky area. I don't think this is probably the way to be doing this, especially if you want to stay nice and warm. Alright, so we do have a staircase over there. We'll definitely venture over there in just a brief moment, but I do want to check and make sure that there aren't any medical supplies or anything of true value. Unfortunately, once again, lots and lots of people need to be keeping up on their laundry, but that's definitely something that I think we're all probably not very good at ultimately. Now, just a few moments ago, I did see some movement over here. This has me a little concerned. I will give FEMA some props here. I mean, look at this. They really locked this place down. They did not want people getting out.
Yeah, I hear it too.
Alright, so it looks like we might have probably 2 more individuals. It sounds like, especially if they were given kind of verbal call-outs, I would say that's probably a pretty good indication that there's probably more than just one guy lurking about. But, who knows? I guess... Oh, wow, he's like right there. Alright, so 1 foe down. That was a great opportunity to take him out. Of course, I could have just went right over to him and choked him out, but I figured it'd be great target practice. You know, we're still continuing to become a little bit better of a marksman ultimately, and I feel like, especially in these stealth situations, you got to take advantage of the bow, especially when you have the opportunity. It isn't every day that you got to break out a bow here and kind of take out some enemy foes. Speaking of the other guy that we were curious where he was at, it looks like we have been able to identify him. Oh, that is definitely not the place to be just kind of standing nilly-willy in the hallway, is it? Still continuing to kind of check out our surroundings here, see if there's any good supplies. Fortunately, it doesn't look like anything in the trash can that's going to be of any value, unfortunately, this time around. Alright, so here's another foe. Curious to see if he's going to continue to move more into like this balcony area, or if he's going to kind of turn around and maybe venture back into the hallway, or potentially some other part of this room. Now, as of the moment, I think we might have been able to clear out quite a bit of these guys. I'm not really seeing a whole lot of other additional heat signatures just yet. You have a pretty big room over there, so that's a little concerning, of course, but we'll kind of approach that as we get a little bit further into our endeavor here. Let's quickly make sure that we don't have anything else we need to be making. Looking like supply-wise, we are looking pretty good, pretty topped off. Quickly venture down here and see kind of what lies over here. Again, FEMA's been very proactive about getting this locked down pretty heavily. Ah, another individual. Question is, are these rooms joined? Oh, yes, they are. Taking a quick look out there, making sure there's no maybe snipers or anything kind of lurking a little further down the streetway, but so far everything, at least that general direction's looking pretty clear. Does look like we have identified the staircase here, so once again moving up to, I'm guessing this is probably the 4th or 3rd story here. It does look like we have been able to identify and locate the stairway, which is fantastic. Obviously, everything seems to be pretty well blocked off over here, which is not fantastic. However, the elevators, we can definitely get these opened up, and it does look like we might have some kind of ladder system over here to find our way up to some of the higher levels.
Let's see where this goes.
Just in case.
It's gonna be a tight fit, but come on.
Okay.
You find me something to climb on. Okay, here we go. There we go.
Joel!
I'm alright! Are you okay?
No! You scared the shit out of me! I'm gonna climb down there, okay?
No! Stay out there! my way up to you.
Don't do anything stupid!
Don't try. All right. Where to now?
Well, we have definitely found ourselves in quite a predicament here at the moment. Obviously, we need to get back over with Ellie, of course, so it's going to be very important that we try to check our surroundings and see if we can't work our way slowly but surely back over to her.
I think I tried over there yet.
Does look like we do have some fallen foes down here. Now we're trying to slowly but surely work our way over back to the surface level so that way we can get some more oxygen real quick. Looks to be a room over there, so I guess we'll venture over there for just a brief moment, check and see if any supplies exist. Does look like a shelf kind of full of a little bit of everything in here. Looks like somebody definitely was stockpiling some goodies. Now, let's actually head all the way back over to the West Tower B1 here.
I need to find a way around this gate.
Well, I'm not really seeing a whole lot of great areas to kind of get around that, unfortunately. Does look like we might actually be venturing a little bit further down. Looks like there might be a point of access potentially over here, so we're actually going to be slowly but surely kind of swimming our way all the way over there, and then we should, in just a few moments, be coming up, hopefully on the other side of that gate.
Demon spores. Oh, shit.
Alright, so as we've unfortunately seen quite a bit of movement, I don't think this is the time to be screwing around, so let's pull that shotgun out, just in the off chance that we need to take advantage of it. At least we have it available for us. Now, as we kind of work ourselves through this water, we're going to have to be a little bit careful, considering that we are making quite a bit of noise. Everything so far is looking pretty clear. I'm not seeing a whole lot of movement. I mean, typically following the cable is always a good idea, right? But I think we might hold off on that for a few moments. I don't know if that's exactly
I hate these things.
trying to make a little bit of extra noise here to try to get these ones attracted to us. This does not look particularly good, I think, for our health.
Shit.
So a little while ago, we did see that cable that went down into that other area. So I think we're actually going to need to kind of loop back just a little bit and head all the way back over there. I'm going to continue to kind of make a little bit of extra noise, trying to really attract these things to us. So that way we don't have anything that kind of surprises us, so to speak. Does look like this cable actually ventures a little bit further down into this particular area.
Here we go. Not so much for that. I gotta find Ellie.
Now, luckily, since we had kind of located where we needed to be heading to, we were actually able to kind of skip a lot of the craziness down there. I did hear quite a bit of noise from a lot of different foes, and looks like we also had potentially a bloater down there as well. I could kind of hear him thumping around, making quite a bit of extra noise.
This is good.
Still continuing to kind of check out the area here, checking to make sure we're not missing any useful supplies. Obviously, we want to get back over with Ellie as quickly as we can. And the way to get to Ellie is definitely not to go back down there where the bloater is. So we're going to kind of skip that, so to speak. You see that there's a room over here that we can take advantage of and access. Does look like we were able to find just a few extra survival kind of supplies, but really nothing that was too spectacular.
Finish it! I got it! Nicely done. You bit? Not today. You?
Not today. All right. Spread out. Make sure we didn't miss any more of these fuckers.
Now, we do have another gentleman all the way down there, so we're actually going to be basically tiptoeing to victory here. Unfortunately, it looks like there might also be an additional foe that's even further down. Now, in a few moments, this guy actually might be venturing in here, and he's going to quickly find that his friend is no longer with him, which is going to be very heartbreaking. I'm sure he's not going to be particularly happy about that, but ultimately, I don't think his feelings are really the concern of myself. Now, I will say that they were pretty successful at getting that clicker taken out. Now, I don't really know if you could have messed that up too much, to be completely honest, considering that kind of bum rushed it pretty aggressively when able to successfully take it out of commission relatively easily. Now, luckily, we were able to find another full magazine, which is fantastic. Now, we do have to try to take this guy out without alerting anybody, because we don't want reinforcements to come really flying through that door, you know, causing so many issues for us. I'm actually going to try something that I don't normally do. Let's try to throw this at this guy real quick, and I'm going to come in for a little bit of CQB here and choke him out. I figured if we could get just a brief stun on him, I figured that might be kind of a great way to go about getting him taken out, especially as we were going to have to be careful. You know, there's a lot of glass about, you know, there's a lot of objects over here that could have created some issues. And I just did not want to leave things up to chance, especially as we had a very useful bottle that we could have just quickly threw at him. Now, taking a look at some of the area here, it looks like the ladder actually needs to head over here. Always a good sign when you see a curtain kind of drape down. That's usually a good indication that this is probably the path that we need to be taken, and it does look like we're actually going to be able to get over here.
I shot the hell out of that guy, huh?
Yeah, you sure did.
I feel sick.
And you just hang back like I told you to.
Well, you're glad I didn't, right?
I'm glad I didn't get my head blown off by a goddamn kid.
You know what? No. How about, hey, Ellie, I know it wasn't easy, but it was either him or me. Thanks for saving my ass. You got anything like that for me, Joel?
We gotta get going.
Lead the way.
Come on, Joel. That was not the way to handle that. I know that, got a little bit scared there, but come on, she did pretty good. You got to give her some props. Overall, that was pretty good weapon handling, and ultimately she saved our life. I am just a little bit concerned here as we did kind of make some pretty loud noises. I'm afraid that there might be some additional foes that might be nearby. So let's take things a little bit slow, make sure we're nice and methodical about how we go about this. Ultimately, not seeing a whole lot of areas, I think, for them to kind of get over to us. But I do see a little bit of an area that we're going to be able to hug this wall and kind of quickly get over to the other side. See, because Joel was a little hostile there, now things between us are a little bit more rocky than they need to be. That's not really the way to go about this. I know that, he cares. You can definitely tell, there's moments when they kind of bond together and you can feel this kind of father-daughter bondship that's kind of going on. Obviously, after we lost Sarah, that was such a very difficult thing for Joel to undertake, especially by himself. I mean, we don't even know where, Sarah's mother was at, or if Joel was, happily married, or if things didn't quite work out, or kind of what the situation was on that front. But definitely don't think that he needs to be as hostile, especially in these situations.
We need to get back out, find that bridge.
Just tell me where to go.
I hate this crap.
See, he says he hates it, but I don't think that's necessarily true. I think he likes to have a companion around. I think he likes to have somebody that's about the age of what Sarah would have been, and I don't know. Could be putting thoughts in his mind here, but I definitely think he's kind of enjoying this a little bit more than he lets on. Now, of course, in terms of supplies, everything's looking pretty good. Let's obviously get this reinforced, just so that if we need to beat some more people into submission, we have that ability to do so. Chapter 4, Improved Durability of Bladed Tools. Knots. When binding one rigid object to another, the use of proper knots and tying techniques is paramount. 1. Tie a clove hitch several inches from the tip of the shaft. 2. Wrap the binding around the shaft at a high tension in a spiral until it sits just below halfway to the tip. 3. Place the blade perpendicular to the shaft, halfway between the hitch and the top. Continuing to see improvements to our melee weapons, which is always fantastic, always a great opportunity to really kind of strengthen our ability to beat either the runners, clickers, or really just people into submission. Obviously not seeing a whole lot of useful supplies this way, some newspapers, clothing. At one time, it looks like people are going to kind of enjoy themselves, but this harsh world has really caused many issues for, I think, the people, but also the people that are also no longer with us, which I guess would be more akin to the runners. My, oh my, what a very gorgeous area over here. It's a shame, obviously not mere mortals would have been able to enjoy this. It would have been relegated for the fancy amongst us, but nevertheless.
All right. Damn, this is easier than I thought. Hey, how about a hand?
You sure you can trust me with that?
Ellie.
Push!
I am.
Push harder!
there, how's that?
Let's go.
Now we're actually going to venture all the way up to the very front here. We want to quickly check things out before we kind of let Ellie get a little too close to us. Obviously, I want to protect her, you know. Ultimately, I know things have been a little difficult between Joel and her, but, you know, I ultimately know that we care, and I think we're going to end up making good decisions as we continue onward with our journey here. And this would be such a very interesting kind of a seating chart here. I feel like if you had some really good, classy friends with you, you could really enjoy those kind of things. But unfortunately, not really something that I think we're going to be able to take advantage of.
Oh, shit. Come here, keep your head down. All right, now, I'm gonna jump down there and I'm gonna clear us a path.
What about me?
You stay here.
This is so stupid. We'd have more of a fucking chance if you let me help.
I am. You seem to know your way around a gun. You reckon you can handle that?
Well, I sort of shot a rifle before, but it was at rats
Rats.
with BBs.
Well, it's the same basic concept. Lift it up. All right, now, you're gonna want to lean right into that stock, because it is gonna kick a hell of a lot more than any baby rifle.
Okay.
Go and pull the bolt back. Grab it right there. Just tug it. There you go. And as soon as you fire, you're gonna want to get another round in there quick. Listen to me. If I get into trouble down there, you make every shot count. Yeah?
I got this.
All right. And just so we're clear about back there, it was either him or me.
You're welcome.